Hey guys, how's it going? It's Cody Johnson here, back with a quick lesson for you all. And today's lesson is going to be kind of the start of a couple lessons I'm going to do to help get you guys going with the style of gospel guitar. And I think gospel is just definitely worth checking out just because there's so many great players and there is so much to be learned from gospel. I mean, all the chordal runs, the chords, the progressions, for sure the groove. I think that's one thing that almost every guitarist could probably get better at, is just their groove, and gospel's a great thing to kind of jam along with and be improving at that. So today we're just going to look at a couple popular chords and then some embellishments we can do within those chords to make them sound a little bit more gospel. So let's just get right into it. First shape is going to be a major 7 shape, and it's going to be C major 7, but all these shapes are going to be movable. Okay, so it's going to be bar with the pointer finger from the A string and on down. Okay, and then we're going to have ring finger at the 5th fret of the D, middle finger at the 4th fret of the G, pinky at the 5th fret of the B, and then the high E string is going to be barred by the pointer. Okay, now some cool little embellishments you can just try is, and I'm just going to kind of show you what you can do, and then from there, you guys can experiment with this and come up with your own ideas. So basically we can do, the pinky can come off and then back on at the B string. It can do the same thing, same fret on the high E, and then the same thing, same fret on the G string. Okay, so that's kind of the embellishments you can do with the pinky on there. And obviously you can do hammer-ons, hammer-on to pull off, and then a hammer-on at, you can go totally crazy and just experiment and come up with any kind of, ideas with that you want to come up with. So one little cool progression to try with that and just kind of get some hammer-ons and pull-offs going on would be to go C major 7, E flat major 7, F major 7, and then back home again. Okay, now let's check out a minor 7 shape. You probably already know this shape. We're going to start this from D. Same idea, bar from the A string down with the pointer. Ring is going to go 7th fret of the D. Middle is going to go 6th fret of the B. Okay, so that's a really popular gospel shape. Okay, so first idea is just taking your middle and your ring off, and then back on, so this kind of thing. Okay, so you can also add your pinky on 3 frets above where your pointer is, and that's just going to be actually adding on the minor 7th. Okay, and then on that same fret you can also do that same thing on the B string. So that's a really cool sound. And then you can also hammer on 2 frets above the pointer on the G string. Okay, and you could also just like take off the middle and then back on, or the ring finger back on. So lots of different options there. And then the next shape is a major 7 shape, and what's cool about this, and I should say before we move on, this minor 7 shape is movable wherever you want to put that as well. Just for a little bit of theory advice, if you're playing the 3rd, like, so in C, if you're playing the E minor, you just can't take your middle finger off to embellish, because it's going to bring you down to what would be a sharp 4 in the key, and that's not actually in the key. Everything else will still work, just not taking the middle finger off and then putting it back on. So just a word of advice. But at any rate, so from this minor 7 shape, this D minor 7, just put your pinky on, let's see, so it's going to be the A string at the 8th fret, 3 frets above where your pointer was. That's going to be an F major chord, and then you take your middle finger off, and then that is an F, it's going to be an F major 7 chord. And that's a really nice shape to use as well. Again, movable. So right here, it would be an A flat major 7. Right there would be a C major 7. Now what's cool is everything we just did, embellishing the minor 7, we can do the exact same thing with this. And we can actually even just take our pinky off to embellish and then put it back on to get us back to C or to F major 7. Okay, so then that's the next idea. Again, just experiment with that. Everything will work that we just did with the minor 7 shape. And then the last shape we're going to be working with is another really popular one, and this one can either be major 7 or minor 7 based off of where you're thinking the root is. So I'm going to play this from the 5th fret, and it's just going to be a bar with the pointer finger from the D string down. Okay, so if we play it like this, it's going to be an A minor 7, the root is on the high E. Okay, now if we play it like this, with our ring finger on the 7th fret, that's going to be a C major 7, our root is going to be on the G string. So maybe a little bit confusing, but this is really usable. Okay, now what we can do is we can go 3 frets above the pointer with the pinky up here, bring it down to the major 7, and then also do 3 frets above the pointer on the B string, you know, and then 2 frets above on the G string, and then 2 frets above on the D string. Okay, so that's all totally, you know, and you can do that whether you're playing A minor 7 or if you're playing C major 7. All those little moves I showed you will still work. Okay, so that's something pretty cool to do with that. And obviously, like, if you wanted to do, you know, C major 7 or A minor 7 there, you could also do it up here and do F major 7 or D minor 7, and all those same moves will still work. So yeah, there's 4 shapes to kind of get you started. Again, just experiment with that stuff, see what you can come up with, see what kind of cool little lines you can make, and then yeah, kind of go from there. And then next week I'll be back with another lesson on using diminished chords in your playing. So yeah, I hope you guys have fun with this, and I will see you guys back here again next week. Thanks so much.